My name is Stephanie Urbina Jones. Of all the sacred journeys I've taken and led, none have been more profound than this one. On January the 5th, 2022, amid a raging pandemic, snowstorms, fires, and canceled flights, 26 leading spiritual teachers, preachers, and healers from around the world came together to take a leap of faith, to ignite a bold new dream, creating the first ever author's journey in the pyramids of Teotihuacan. We walked through hell and on fire. We danced, we wrote, and breathed, remembering our divinity. Through the courage of these starseed dreamers and one badass brave healer publisher, this powerful collection of stories, Shaman Heart, turning pain into passion and purpose, was born.
I'm Lisa Newton. I am a teacher, I'm an educator, I'm a lifelong learner, and I am a fiction writer, and I participate in writing in books about shared experiences, and that's me. I was called to this experience. I had received a response from the head author, Stephanie, and she said, "Are you interested in doing this? It's last minute." And I just said, "Yes, I'm called." And it was absolutely the worst time in the world for me as far as career and timing and family, and I was just called to it. And so I was called because this was the first place that I had been to ever, and by myself. It was I came to Teotihuacan as a 14-year-old on a school trip from my Catholic high school, and I was the only one who wanted to come out and see the ruins, and everyone else wanted to do something like go to a disco or something at the time. And I was like, no, this is an educational trip. We have to go. So all my friends were mad at me, and I was the only one who went up the pyramid of the moon. This was a long time ago, so we were allowed to do that. And then, so when I got this message and she said where it was, I'm like, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but it was like, yes, and you'll be writing in a book. Yes. And that's what called me here. And here I am, just like a couple weeks later, literally. And through a pandemic and through ice and snow, and I'm really happy I did. I came here without all kinds of ideas in my head. But it was that calling, and they are the leaders here on this journey, and I am learning things that I thought I knew what they were until I'm experiencing it. So I feel very nurtured, I feel very safe, I'm obviously energetic. We did some really cool things this morning. And yesterday and the day before, I feel like our days are so rich that I'm living what I normally live in a week in an hour. And Stephanie and Jeremy are the facilitators of that, and I will never let them go. One of the most profound experiences I've had so far on this trip happened yesterday. We're a large group, and we all lined up in a straight line, and we walked a path, and that path was a physical path, and it was a inner spiritual path. And we walked this line, and we made some declarations. And I felt so connected to the ancient world. I felt like I was transported in time. And I was really concentrating, but I don't know if anyone would have realized I was, because I was looking off to the side, and I was imagining what it was like in its prime. What it was like when the different people came and the ancient city changed. And I didn't feel like an outsider. I felt like I was becoming part of. And so the most profound moment came right after this line ended and we dispersed and talked. We went into the place of the women. And it is a sacred temple in which the women would go and they would birth their children. And we walked down into it, and it was beautiful, and it reminded me of the Turkish baths that I had seen in Kazakhstan and in different places I've gone. And I looked around that in my mind's eye. I saw what a joyful place it was, and I could see that it was a nurturing place and a beautiful place. And then I remembered when we went to the Cultural Museum, and I saw Juan Diego had made this beautiful cultural museum. and there was a statue, and it was half skull, half woman, pregnant woman. And it was a statue that was, if a woman died giving birth to a child, she was given the honor of a warrior's death, that honor, that cultural honor. And I thought, how profound, because she was that level. She was a warrior, and in that process of, and her life was lost in that moment. And I didn't touch the statue. That's another story. But that was the most profound moment, that everything came together. I felt like modern world, old world, ancient world, me experiencing the culture for real. It wasn't a book. It wasn't some account. It was from the authentic place. And that was very profound, and I'm still jazzed about it. I'd like to share that this journey is about turning personal pain into a purpose. And so I was trying to think about what am I doing here, because it was a last minute thing. I wasn't seeking a journey that would take my pain and then write about it and make it personal. But it happened because during these meditation exercises that we've done, and these exploration and this learning, I was able to pull some really deep things that I didn't know were still bothering me, or they're even there. And I was able to drum them out and dance them out and express them in this amazing community of people that I'm with right now in a very safe way. And in my world, I would have never been able to dance my anger out and then talk about it by drawing it out. And then now I've learned a new way of processing and healing, and it's all from with me. And actually learning that my pain is a good thing. All these experiences are secular. And so if you have an opportunity to go on a holy pilgrimage, this is how I view this, I strongly suggest everyone do that. And this is a wonderful place. This is the heart of society, the world of humanity. And that's what I'd like to share.